Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture on subtractor, which is one of the important combinational logic circuit. The objective of today's lecture subtractor is you are going to learn the characteristics of half subtractor and full subtractor, and you are going to implement full subtractor using half subtractors. After designing a full subtractor and half subtractor, you are going to design adder bar subtractors for parallel bit subtraction operation. After completion of this lecture, you will be able to design half subtractor and full subtractors using logic gates, and full subtractor using half subtractors also you are going to design. And for n bit subtraction, you will be able to design adder bar subtractor, that is the same circuit which is acting as both adder and subtraction. And after having that n bit adder bar subtractor, you will be able to design larger arithmetic circuits. Let's see recap of the previous lecture. In the last lectures, we have seen introduction to combinational logic design and the design of any combinational logic circuit using logic gates, and then one of the important and basic arithmetic circuit adders we have designed. Combinational logic circuit is a circuit in which present outputs depends only on the present inputs. That means output is function of present inputs only. So it doesn't require any memory, and it is having n number of inputs and m number of outputs. N and m may be equal or may not be equal, and those are going to be greater than 1. And in the last lecture we have seen adders. Those adders, just for the recap sake, I am giving again definition: half adder and full adder. Half adder is a combinational logic circuit which is used for the addition of two single bits. Those two single bits we have taken as A and B, and half adder produces outputs as sum and carry, and those two are also as single bits. Then the limitation of the half adder is it is not going to be taken previous carry for the addition from the previous stage. So therefore, to add 3 bits, that is 2 actual numbers along with the previous carry, full adder is used. Full adder is also a combinational circuit which adds 3 bits, that is full adder adds addition of 3 bits at a time, that is addend, agend and previous carry. Carry in is previous carry, and it produces again 2 outputs, one is sum and another one is carry out. Sum and carry out are also single bits, and A, B, C are also single bits. Like this, we are going to see in this lecture subtractors which are performing 2 single bit subtraction and 3 single bit subtraction. Here subtractors are called as, like adders, half subtractor and full subtractor. Okay, so till the last lectures we have seen design of any combinational circuits using logic gates, and as a part of arithmetic circuits we have completed adders, that is we have seen half adder, full adder designs using logic gates, and full adder using full adder using 2 half adders design we have seen, and after that using the full adders and half adders ripple carry adder design also we have seen in the last lecture. And as a part of arithmetic circuit, today we are going to see subtractors. Arithmetic circuits, the combinational circuit, subtractor we are going to see, subtractor. In this subtractor, we are going to see half subtractor, full subtractor, then parallel n bit subtractor, and after that adder bar subtractor. Let's see the contents of the today's lecture. It starts with applications of subtractors and then introduction of subtractor, then types of subtractors, then design of half subtractor and full subtractor, then implementation of full subtractor using half subtractors, then design of n bit parallel subtractor, then using the adder, the subtraction operation, both adder bar subtractor we are going to see in today's lecture. Applications, as last lecture we have seen, adders are using in ALUs, computers, processors, microprocessors, microcontrollers, DSP processors. Similarly, the subtractors also used in all these processors and ALUs. Wherever arithmetic operations are required, there the subtractors are also used. That means these subtractors are employed in ALUs for the computations purpose of subtraction operation, and these are used in calculators, and microcontrollers also this plays an important role for arithmetic subtraction as well as using in timers and program counter for decrementing the program counter and for decrementing the timer. Coming to the introduction, as the name suggests that subtractor is nothing but it is used to subtract two binary numbers, and it is basically a combinational logic circuit which is going to perform subtraction. Since it is a combinational logic circuit, it is a memoryless circuit. It does not require any memory as it depends only on the present inputs, and it is going to perform operation specified by its Boolean expression. And since this is a combinational logic circuit, it depends only on the present input at any given point of time. And this subtractor subtracts different numbers. The first one is first 1 bit subtraction. That means two numbers, one is a minuend and another one is a subtrahend, both will be 1 bit. That is, if you want to perform a subtraction operation, okay, definitely two inputs are required. Those two inputs, one is, let us assume A and another one is B. If I want to perform an operation of A minus B, okay, subtraction operation, A is called minuend and B is called subtrahend. A minus B means it depends on the number of bits first. A, let us assume A is 1 bit and B is also 1 bit. If these two are 1 bits, what are the combinations possible for A and B? A may be a 0, B may be a 0, okay, one subtraction operation. Then A may be a 0, B may be a 1, another subtraction operation or means another combination. A may be a 1, B may be a 0, or A and B may be 1, 1. These are the 4 different cases possible for the subtraction operation when A and B are single bits. So let us see the subtraction rules. We need to perform a binary subtraction using rules. For that, the rules, binary subtraction rules are these binary subtraction rules. That is, when 0 minus 0, always subtractor is going to have two outputs. One is difference and another one is borrow. When 0, 0 are the inputs, borrow is not required. Simply difference is equal to 0. Similarly, 1 minus 0, that is larger minus smaller, then also borrow is not required. So just simply difference, that difference is equal to 1. And 1 minus 1 both are equal, therefore difference is 0, borrow is not required. For these three cases 0, 0, 1, 0 and 1, 1, A minus B values, these are producing only differences, borrow is not required. So these three cases are number 1, 2 and 3, these three cases only. These are producing differences. So these three values are differences only, difference. And whenever subtraction is required between two numbers where minuend is smaller than the subtrahend. That means like 0 minus 1. Then definitely borrow is required. Here borrow value is 1 0 in binary. So therefore borrow value is 1 0, that is in decimal it is equal to 2. 1 0 minus 1, difference is 1. Since we have taken a borrow, borrow is also 1. So for the 0 minus 1, difference is 1 and borrow is also 1. That is, for 0 minus 1 case, this case 0 minus 1 case, difference is equal to 1 and borrow is also 1. Now if we have written as a rules, that means let us take two inputs A and B. We are performing the operation of A minus B. If B minus A, the output will be different than this. Okay, A minus B. Then it is going to produce two outputs. One is called difference, another one is called borrow. Those are for 0 0 inputs, difference 0 and borrow 0, and 0 1, the next combination 0 1. Then difference is 1 and borrow is 1, since borrow is taking there. And if A is 0, A is 1 and B is 0, then difference is equal to 1 and borrow is 0. Then for the case of 1 1, A1 and B1, A minus B, because both are zeros, difference is 0 and borrow 0. So these are subtraction, binary subtraction rule. Okay, these are the binary subtraction rules for the two inputs of A and B for the single bits. Now we are going to design the subtractors using these rules. So what is a subtractor? Subtractor is a combinational circuit which is taking two inputs. First we are taking here two inputs as single bit inputs, and the subtraction single bit rules are is equal to this, means it is producing two outputs. One is called difference and another one is called borrow. Similarly, the next subtraction means two operands are subtrahend and minuend are n bits. If those are n bits, n bit subtraction, definitely two inputs A and B, like subtraction in the previous slide, A and B, if both are n bits, okay, we are performing the operation of A minus B, let us assume. There also using the two single bit rules, we are going to perform the subtraction operation. So for example sake, here the number is taken as 11000 and minus 111. Okay, so while doing the subtraction, if we take equal number of bits, it is easy for us, so take two zeros for the subtraction. How will be the subtraction? So this is 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1 means it is a smaller, so definitely borrow is required. How much is the borrow? Borrow is 1 0. This 1 0 has to be taken from the next bit. So here also 0, okay, and here also 0. So therefore we are getting borrow from this bit 1. So taking a borrow, making it 0, next stage is going to get 1 0 as borrow, and from this the borrow is going to the next stage. So this is reduced to 1, and then again this is going to be reduced to 1 and going to the borrow of 1 0 to the next stage. So 1 0 minus 1, that is equal to 1, okay. Then 1 minus 1 is 0, and 1 minus 1, it is also 0, since it is 0, 0 0, 0 and 1. So answer is 10001 by following the normal subtraction procedure as we do in the decimal subtraction. Otherwise, just now we have seen rules, single bit subtraction rules. Let's do the subtraction operation using our 1 bit binary subtraction rules. The two numbers are 11100 minus 111 is the number. So let us take 0 0 also to make the number of bits both into equal. Now follow the rules of single bit subtraction. 0 minus 1 means, so I am writing differences here, differences, and borrow ins, whenever borrow is required from the next stage, we are going to write borrows here. So 0 minus 1, that is equal to borrow 1 is required and difference is 1. Then 0 minus 1 in the next stage, 0 minus 1, again difference is equal to 1 and borrow is equal to 1. So borrow is writing here and difference is 1, that 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. In the next case here 0 minus 1, again difference 1 and borrow 1, writing borrow here, and the difference 1 and third bit minus 1, that is equal to 0. Then in the next case 1 minus 0, that is equal to difference 1 and borrow 0. So borrow 0 and that difference 1 and the third number 1, that is equal to 0. Then 1 minus 0, difference 1 and borrow 0. Then again difference 1 minus 0 is equal to difference 1 and borrow 0. So finally the answer is 1,001. 1,001 as the difference. So that is which is equal to the same output which is followed the subtraction using normal procedure. So we can do n bit subtraction using our single bit subtraction rules also. Okay. Now in this process we came to know that 2 bit subtraction may be required, or like this 3 bit subtraction is required. Only 2 bit subtraction or 3 bit subtraction. For that we have different types of subtractors. Let us see the types of subtractors. Depending upon the operand size, we have here 1 bit subtraction and n bit subtraction. That means 2 operands are having 1 bits or 2 operands having n bits. Okay, 1 bit and n bits. The 2, if operand is 1 bit, subtracting the 2 digits or subtracting the 3 digits. If 2 bits are subtracting, that is half subtractor, or if 3 bits are subtracting, that is called as full subtractor. So half subtractor and full subtractors are the different types of subtractors when operands are of 1 bit size. Then operands are of multi-bit, then parallel subtractor using the full subtractors and half subtractors, and instead of using the subtractor separate circuit in the processors, it is advisable to take subtraction operation using adder operation. That means same adder hardware is going to perform subtraction operation also, that we will see later. So for that purpose, adder bar subtractor, it is also parallel adder bar subtractor. That means when the operands are of multi-size. Okay, so in today's lecture we are going to design all these half subtractor, full subtractor, parallel subtractor and parallel n bit adder bar subtractor. Coming to the design of half subtractor, the first part is design of half subtractor. Half subtractor is a subtractor which subtract 2 single bit operands. 2 single bit operands, 1 bit and 1 bit operands. Okay, half subtractor. So in the introduction we have seen rules. As per the rules, it is producing 2 outputs. One is called difference and another one is called borrow. And this difference and borrow are also 1 bit outputs. So half subtractor is a combinational circuit which has 2 inputs and 2 outputs, and since it is a combinational circuit, outputs depends only on the present inputs, and so it is not require any memory. Okay, so it is a combinational circuit which performs 2 bit subtraction, and it is a combinational logic circuit. Since it is a combinational logic circuit, it doesn't require any memory and it is used for the purpose of subtracting, and it requires 2 inputs and it produces 2 outputs. Its block diagram or symbol can be representing as like this. Block diagram or This is also called as symbol. A box which is representing subtractor inside, half subtractor with two inputs AB with inward arrows and with two outputs difference and borrow with outward arrows. Okay, this is the block diagram or symbol of the half subtractor. Now let's start the design process of this half subtractor. Design process. In the previous lectures, we have seen design of a combinational logic circuit processor. What is a processor? The first step is we have to start with a problem statement and then identify the number of inputs and outputs and give letter names to inputs and outputs. Then get the relation between inputs and outputs using the truth table. Then simplify and get output expressions from that truth table. Then draw the logic diagram. By following the same procedure, we are going to design half subtractor now. What is the first step? Problem statement or verbal description of the problem. What is our problem? We are going to do, our half subtractor is going to perform a subtraction operation between two inputs and produces two outputs. Two inputs are, let us assume AB, and these two are single bit, and two outputs are, one is called difference and another one is called borrow. This is these two are also single bit. Okay, this is the problem statement. For this, what is the step 2? Identifying the number of inputs and outputs. Already we defined in the first step itself. Number of inputs are 2 and number of outputs are also 2. And the names given to the number of the inputs is A comma B, and for the outputs difference and borrow. B out, let us assume difference and borrow. Difference is representing as D and B out is representing as the borrow letter names. Okay, what is that step? That is equal to step 3. Then step 4. Coming to the step 4, what is our step 4? Step 4 is identifying the relation, getting the relation between inputs and outputs with the help of truth table. Let us draw the truth table for the half subtractor. What we are doing? Subtraction is very important. That is, A minus B is not is equal to B minus A. Therefore, we need to always remember which is a minuend and which is the subtrahend. Based on that only we are going to write the truth table. So, we are going to perform, these two are not equal. So, we are going to perform A minus B operation. So, let us take A as the MSB in the truth table and B as the LSB in the truth table, AB. Okay. So, we are performing what operation? A minus B operation. Okay. So, AB inputs. Then, outputs are difference and borrow out. Since two inputs are there, we know 4 combinations are possible in the truth table: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. What are the difference and borrow out values? For 0, 0, difference 0, borrow out 0. For 0, 1, that means 0 minus 1, as per the rules, difference 1 and borrow 1. And for 1, 0, difference is 1 and borrow 0. And for 1, 1, difference 0 and borrow 0. Step 4 is writing the truth table. The truth table for the half subtractor is this. From this truth table, if we have written difference, difference is equal to sigma m of the minterms, these two minterms, that is, as per the decimal equivalents, minterm numbers are 1 and 2. So, sigma m of 1 and 2. Those two minterms, if we have written in terms of input variables, those two are A bar into B plus A into B bar. That is equal to, we can write that as A XOR B as per the definition of the A XOR B. Then similarly, borrow out expression from the truth table, that is equal to, it is having only one minterm, that minterm is 1. So, it is equal to A bar dot B. From the truth table, the difference and borrow out expressions. Now, what is the next step? We need to simplify these two expressions. Let's check the simplification, that is step 5. Using K-maps simplification. K-maps for both difference and bar out. For difference first, since it is a 2 variable circuit, inputs are 2 variables, take the 2 variable K-map with A and B as inputs, and minterm values are as 1 and 2 for the difference equation. These two ones are placed and these two ones are not grouped. So, two different minterms are existing still. So, that difference is equal to these two minterms. Minterm 1 that is equal to A bar B plus minterm 2 that is equal to A B bar. That is simply A XOR B. Simplification is not possible. Through the K-map we did this. Then for the difference, what is the, for the borrow, what is a K-map? That is for borrow out. K-map is again 2 variable K-map, since input variables are 2, A and B, and here only one minterm is existing here. So, grouping is not possible. Therefore, that minterm is equal to A bar into B. So, from the K-maps also, after simplification also, the expressions, logic expressions for the half subtractor are difference and borrow out. Now, what is the next step? Next step is simply drawing the logic diagrams. That is final step. That is step 6. Okay. So, for this, using first expression and second expression, we need to draw the logic diagram. Using the first expression, take XOR gate with 2 inputs A and B, and output is D. Then using the same inputs, if B out is, borrow out is drawn, then first A bar is required. Therefore, use one NOT gate and take B, okay, and gate, output is borrow out. So, this is the logic diagram. Logic diagram requires one XOR gate, one NOT gate and one AND gate. That is the logic diagram. So, this is the design of the half subtractor. We have started with definition of the problem, then taking the number of inputs and number of outputs and assigning some letter names, then finding its truth table, and after that getting the logic expressions with simplification also, and after simplification drawing the logic diagram for the simplified expressions. This is half subtractor. Let us see the same half subtractor, truth table, K-map simplification and logic expressions, its logic diagram. Okay, its logic diagram requires one XOR gate, one NOT gate and one AND gate. And what is the limitation of this half subtractor? What is the limitation of half subtractor? Limitation is there is no scope of taking a borrow in into account from the previous circuit. Half subtractor subtracts only 2 single bits. There is no scope to take borrow in from the previous stage or previous circuit. So, that means there is no scope for taking off third bit into the subtraction process. This is the main limitation of the half subtractor. Therefore, one circuit which is going to be used for taking this borrow in also for the subtraction operation is called full subtractor. So, let us start the design of full subtractor. Before going to see the full subtractor design, let's have a small quiz on the half subtractor for checking our understanding levels. Quiz on the half subtractor. See the first question. The first question is, dash is the logic circuit used for 2-bit subtraction. 2-bit subtraction, that is obviously our half subtractor. Just we have seen till now, half subtractor is a combinational circuit which subtracts 2 single bits. Then next question, how many AND, NOT and XOR gates are required for the configuration of half subtractor? How many gates in the logic diagram? What is the logic diagram? One XOR gate it has taken, and one NOT gate it has taken, and one AND gate. Okay, so this is the logic diagram of the half subtractor. Therefore, how many? One AND gate, one NOT gate and one XOR gate are required for the configuration of the half subtractor. Next one, next question. If A and B are the inputs of a half subtractor, then the difference and borrow equations. Okay. So, if A and B are the inputs, then what is the difference equation? The difference equation is simply, difference equation is equal to A XOR B, or we can write A bar B plus AB bar, and this bar out expression is what? AND of B and A bar. So, borrow out is equal to A bar dot B. Next, see the next question, that is, total number of inputs in a half subtractor are. Total number of inputs. Total number of inputs. How many inputs for the half subtractor given? For the half subtractor, there are 2 inputs and 2 outputs. So, number of inputs are 2. And these 2 number of inputs are how many bit? 1 bit. That is important. 2 inputs, okay, and 2 inputs are of 1 bit. Next question. What is the limitation of the half subtractor? This is important for the next design. So, what is the limitation of the half subtractor? Limitation is, it is taking only 2 inputs into the subtraction operation. That means, suppose if I have a number like this, okay, then for subtracting these 2 bits, only half subtractor is enough because the first LSB stage. But for the next stage and next stage, the borrow from this stage may be required. So, that borrowing concept is not included in the half subtractor. So, it is subtracting only 2 bits. It is not taking a borrowing from the previous stage for the subtraction operation. So, therefore, the limitation is, there is no scope to take borrow in from the previous stage, that is the limitation. To avoid that limitation, we are designing full subtractor. Okay, so I hope you understood this half subtractor completely with this quiz also. Let's start full subtractor. Design of full subtractor. Similar to the half subtractor, full subtractor is also a combinational circuit which uses 3 inputs and gives 2 outputs. 3 inputs are minuend, subtrahend and previous borrow, that is representing as here borrowing, and it produces 2 outputs. One is difference and another one is borrow out. This full subtractor is a combinational circuit as per the definition. We will tell like this: a combinational circuit that performs subtraction of 3 bits. Subtraction of 3 bits at a time is called full subtractor. 3 bits at a time is called full subtractor. Then it is a combinational circuit. So, since combinational circuit, it depends only on the present input. So it doesn't require any memory. And the advantage of this full subtractor is it takes a consideration of borrow of the lower stage. That means that is called borrow in. We are representing here as borrow in. Borrow of the lower significant stage. Okay, borrow in it is taking. So it is able to perform the subtraction of 3 bits. So therefore it contains 3 inputs and it produces 2 outputs. Those 2 outputs are called as, one is difference and another one is called as borrow. So its block diagram representation is this. It's a block diagram or symbol representation, and this block diagram is having of 3 inputs A, B, B in representation and 2 outputs difference and borrow out, and inside of that full subtract has to be written. So its block diagram or symbol for the full subtractor means this: one box with 3 inputs and 2 outputs representation. So full subtractor is a combinational circuit which performs 3-bit subtraction. Block diagram representation is this, and it is representing 3 inputs and 2 outputs. Let's start design of this full subtractor. Design. By using the design processor of combinational logic circuit, do the design. What is the first step? First step is writing the problem statement, verbal statement of the problem, that is a subtractor which subtracts 3 bits at a time. Means representation of its block diagram like this: 3 inputs and it produces 2 outputs. Full subtractor. And step 2 is finding the number of inputs and number of outputs. And then step 3 is giving the letter symbols to the inputs and outputs. Let us give inputs as A, B, and B in is the borrowing from the previous stage. So A, B and B in like this. Then outputs are as difference D, and let us give borrow out as B out. Names, inputs and outputs, finding the number and assigning with the letter names. Then what is the step 4? Our step 4 is finding the relation between this D, B out and A, B, B in. For that, what is required? Truth table. What is required? Truth table. Okay. Let us find the relation between those and write as a truth table. For that, here what operation we are performing? That is basically here what operation we are performing? A minus B minus B in. This is the operation which we are going to perform. Subtraction of A minus B minus B in. Therefore, write A as MSB, next B bit, next B in, LSB as B in. And outputs are difference and borrow out as B out. Okay. Since here 3 input bits are there, we are going to have 8 combinations in the truth table, that is from 3 zeros to 3 ones. Write all those 8 combinations first. So 8 input combinations. Then find outputs. See the first case 000. Have the subtraction operation here 0 0 0 like this, the first case. 0 minus 0 minus 0, always difference 0 and borrow 0. Therefore, write difference 0 and borrow 0. And the second combination 0 0 1, subtraction operation. 0 minus 0 is 0, okay. Then 0 minus 1 again, that is difference 1 and borrow 1 as per the rules. So difference 1 and borrow 1. And the third combination 0, 1, 0. Let's subtract. 0 minus 1 is what? 0 minus 1. Difference 1 and borrow 1. And from that difference we need to again take the subtraction of this 0. Then 1 minus 0, that is equal to difference 1 and borrow 1. Therefore 0, 1, 0. If we subtract, we will get a difference 1 and borrow 1. So difference 1 and borrow 1. And the next case 0, 1, 1. Subtract this. 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1. If we do subtraction of these two, difference 1 and borrow 1. Now take the subtraction of this third bit from the difference. Difference and third bit. 1 minus 1 is 0. This is the difference, and borrow is 1. So if we subtract 0, 1, 1, that means 0 minus 1, and from that again minus 1, we are getting as difference 0 and borrow 1. Similarly, the next combination 1, 0, 0. If we do this, just difference 1 and borrow 0. So for this difference 1 and borrow 0. Next combination is 1, 0, 1. 1 minus 0, difference 1 and borrow 0. Then from that if we subtract 1, then difference 0 and borrow 0. And the next is 1, 1, 0. For this also difference 0 and borrow 0, because 1 minus 1, 0, 0 minus 0 is the same thing, 0, 0. And the next 111. Next is 111. Subtract 1 minus 1. First these two bits. If we subtract 1 minus 1, difference 0 and borrow 0. Then from that subtract 1 again. So difference, this is the difference bit, and difference 0 minus 1 is going to become as again difference 1 and borrow 1. So the previous borrow is changed to 1. Therefore for 111, difference 1 and borrow 1. Okay. So this is the truth table representation of full subtractor. Full subtractor. Difference bits are coming as 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1 for all the combinations of 0 to 7. And borrow out are as 0, 111, 0, 0, 1 for all 8 combinations. Okay. So this is truth table representation. From this, if we write difference expression and borrow expression in terms of min terms, what is SOP expression? Difference is equal to sigma m of, what are the min terms existing here? So the first min term, as per the decimal numbers, min terms are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So first min term existing, second is existing, then this one 4 is existing and 7 is existing. So m 1, 2, 4, 7. Okay, 1, 2, 4 and 7. Similarly, write the borrow out. Borrow out expression as sigma m of, what are the min terms present here? 1, 2, 3 and 7. 1, 2, 3 and 7. From this truth table, the difference and borrow out, if those are written in SOP, these two are the expressions. Okay, SOP representation sigma m of 1, 2, 4, 7 and borrow out is sigma m of 1, 2, 3 and 7. Okay, this is the step 4. Now let's check simplification of that D and borrow out expressions. Get the expressions, Boolean expressions for the difference and borrow out. Next step, that is simplification. That is step 5. Step 5 is simplification using K-map. Simplification using K-map. First, let us take the difference equation. What is the difference equation? Difference equation is sigma m of 1, 2, 4 and 7. We need to do the K-map simplification. So it is of 3 variables, therefore we need to take the K map of 3 variable diagram. 3 variables are as A is MSB, B, Bean are next bits, and here existing terms are 1, so 0, 1, then 2, then 4 and 7. Okay, the existing terms, min term 1, 2, 4 and 7. So since these are like this, no grouping is possible, all individual terms we need to write. Okay, all terms, that is difference equation is equal to the first min term, that is 1, that is A bar, B bar, Bin plus second min term A bar, this one A bar and B, Bin bar plus third min term, that is A, B bar, Bin bar plus fourth min term, that is A, B, Bin. This is the 4 min terms combination. Okay. So by writing of these 4 min terms, this is one expression. Let us give equation number 1. Just let's rewrite this equation number 1 to get the alternative representation of this difference to remember easily. So just to check this equation for getting of anything common. Yes. So we can take common of Bean from these two terms. Okay, Bean from these two terms. If I take Bean as common from those two terms, Bean of A bar, B bar plus AB. Okay, plus. And check these two terms. From these two terms also, Bean bar, we can take Bean bar as common. Okay, from these two terms. Let's take Bean bar as common. Then it is A bar B plus AB bar. Alternative representation. Okay, for that we are just rewriting those 4 min terms like this. Now, this how we can write? This is equal to A XOR B and it is equal to A XOR B. It is XOR operation, it is XOR operation. So, we will write like this: Bean XOR is nothing but XOR of complement, that is A XOR B complement XOR plus Bean bar into what is this? A XOR B, right? A XOR B directly. From this, see this, Bean XOR or Bean something bar plus Bean bar into something. If we take this as X, this will be representing as X bar. Then B X bar plus B bar into X. What we can write? That is again XOR operation. So therefore, write XOR between these three: A XOR B XOR Bean. It is becoming A XOR B XOR Bean. So difference equation can also be represented like A XOR B XOR Bean. This is the second equation. Let us take this as the second equation, alternative representation of our difference equation. The first representation as directly taking all the min terms, and second representation is A XOR B XOR Bean. This is the difference equation. Okay, representation of difference equation. So for drawing of the logic diagram, if you use this second equation, then it is easy when compared to the first equation. In the first equation, it requires 3 AND gates and then 1 OR gate with 4 inputs, and then for getting the A bar, B bar and Bean bar, 3 NOT gates. So for the logic diagram representation, equation 2 is a simple. So always in all textbooks, for the difference, this equation is going to be represented. Okay, it requires only 3 input 1 XOR gate, but here 3 input 4 AND gates and 1 4 input OR gate and 3 NOT gates are required. Okay, so follow this expression for the logic diagram representation. Next, let us simplify the borrow out expression also. Let's simplify the borrow out expression. Simplification for borrow out. What is a borrow out expression? Sigma m of 1, 2, 3 and 7. These are the minterms existing in borrow out. Okay, use the K map. Here it is also 3 variables. So 3 variable K map with MSB as A and next LSB as B in. The minterms existing for the borrow out are 1, 2, 3 and 7. Okay, so this is the minterm filling in the K map. Then here pairs are possible. So let us take first pair and these two ones will form a second pair and these two ones will form a third pair. 3 pairs are possible here. So therefore from that write the expression B out is equal to, what is the first pair? This pair. First pair is equal to A bar. Okay, the terms 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. So the equivalents are nothing but, so A bar and in these two common is B in. A bar B in plus in the second pair, okay, this is the second pair, vertical pair, common is B and B in since A is variable, and in the third pair A bar and B. So borrow out expression after simplification is equal to this. Let us take the equation number 3. A bar B in plus B B in plus A bar B. Okay, this is simple equation to remember for the borrow out. Okay, now equation 2 and this equation 3 will give our logic diagram. And for that logic diagram, if we use a common gates between difference and borrow, then it will be easy, or in the hardware implementation it will require less number of gates. So for that reason, this borrow out expression also going to be rewritten in terms of the terms which are existing in the difference expression, that is in terms of some XOR. So let us rewrite alternative form of this borrow out expression. So what is actual borrow out expression? The combination of all these 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, 1 is nothing but 0, 0, 1, 2 is 0, 1, 0, 3 is 0, 1, 1 and 7 is 1, 1. Write those. A bar, B bar, B in plus A bar, B, B in bar plus A bar, B, B in plus A, B, B in. This is borrow out expression if it is represented as original minterms directly without simplification. Now let's see these minterms for taking anything common to rewrite this. Okay, so see here A bar B in and A bar B in bar, A bar B in, A B in. We can take a common of A bar B from these two. Okay, we can take common of A bar B from these two and B in from the last two terms. Okay, let us take a common that. So if I have taken B in common first, this will be written as A bar B bar plus AB plus from these two minterms, what is a common? A bar B. If A bar B is taken common, this is B in bar plus B in. Okay, so B in bar plus B in, it is equal to what actually? It is equal to 1 as per the Boolean algebra rules. then a bar b into 1 it is equal to total a bar b. Then here it is XOR, sorry XNOR, a bar b is XNOR. So we can write that as b in into a XNOR b plus a bar b, that is b out. This is one more expression. Take the equation 4. B in into A XNOR B plus A bar B. Okay. This is other implementation or alternative representation of equation 3. And actually in our difference equation, there is no A XNOR. We have XOR. So just rewrite this as XOR. If we write this as XOR, what is actually it is? A XOR B whole bar, or we can write in another terms, okay, that is equal to B in into A XOR B whole bar plus A bar into B. This is another representation. Take the equation number 5. Okay. This is in terms of XOR, A XOR B whole bar, A XOR B whole bar into B in plus A bar B. Since in the difference equation we have A XOR B, we can take whole bar for this. Or in another terms, this B out can also be written as B out is equal to, from this actually, take this one, this expression, that is B in into A bar B bar plus AB plus A bar B, from this. Okay. See here, I can write this as B in A bar B bar plus A double bar into B plus A bar B. If I want to write completely the expression in XOR, not in terms of XNOR like equation 5 and equation 4. Okay. So how we can write this? This is, let us take X, Y. How it is? X, Y bar plus X bar into Y. This is like the form. Then what is this? It is equal to X XOR with Y, where X is equal to what? What we have taken as X? A bar. So A bar XOR with B. Y is B. So we can write that B out expression as B in into A bar XOR with B plus A bar into B, that is equal to B out, other form of representation. So take the equation number 6. Other form of representation is B in into A bar XOR with B plus A bar B. So see here, equation 3 or equation 4, equation 5 and equation 6. 4 different alternative representations for the borrow out expression. We can draw logic diagram by using any one of these. The first, without simplification, borrow out expression is this one, that is B out is equal to having the 4 minterms, that is equal to this. Okay. So you can use starting from the actual expression without simplification, that is in terms of minterms. This is the equation. Let us give equation number 7 for this. Okay, starting from the equation 7 to either 3, 4, 5 or 6 expressions, and along with the difference equations we have 1 and 2. There 2 is a XOR expression, that is mostly used expression. So equation 2 in combination with any of these can also be used as the logic diagram for the half subtractor. Okay. So now let's see the logic diagram representation, which is the last step of our full subtractor design. Last step, again truth table, simplifications of difference and borrow expressions, and after simplifying the final expressions we are going to take as difference is equal to A XOR B XOR with B in, and borrow expressions as like this, A bar B plus B in into B plus B in into A bar, or A bar B plus B in into A bar XOR B, or we can take B in into A XOR B also plus A bar B. We can take any one of these three expressions for the borrow, and difference expression is always A XOR B XOR with Bn. The last step of full subtractor design is drawing the logic diagram. So, logic diagram for the above expressions, difference and borrow expressions, is the first basic logic diagram is this, that is difference expression is equal to A XOR B XOR Bn, which is shown in our second equation, and a borrow out expression is equal to, that means the logic diagram which is drawn for the borrow out expression as A bar B plus A bar B in plus B into B in. See, A XOR B XOR B in, one XOR gate is used. So, inputs are A, B and B in. And one inverter is used to get A bar. Then for getting the borrow out, three AND gates are used, that is A bar B. The first one is, it is B and A bar, and it is A bar and B in, and next AND gate is taking of inputs B in and B. Okay. So, using the basic equations of difference and borrow, it is called the basic logic diagram. But actually in our applications, we are going to use other logic diagram or alternate logic diagram, that is using equation difference as same, that is difference is equal to A XOR B XOR B in, but borrow we are going to take the sharing of one logic gate from the difference equation, that is borrow we have equations, that borrow expression is, see here, it is A XOR B and that is given to the inverter. So, it is A XOR B and borrow in, B in is applied here. So, B in into A XOR B is half part of the full subtractor borrow out, and the next is, it is A bar into B, output of the AND gate. So, now final borrow out expression is nothing but implemented final borrow out expression as A bar B plus B in into A XOR B. This expression A XOR B whole bar are A XOR B. So, this expression is used here for the borrow out diagram. That means this XOR gate A XOR B is part of the difference and borrow. So, one gate is shared between borrow and difference parts of the logic diagram. Therefore, this logic diagram is most of the cases this will be used. Second one is used as the full subtractor logic diagram. This is the basic one, and in most of the applications this will be used. So, this is the logic diagram representation of the full subtractor. So, I hope you understood full subtractor designing starting from the problem statement to logic diagram representation. Okay. Now, so what is this? This is a logic diagram with all logic gates. We have used logic gates, conventional logic gates, that is XOR gate, AND gate, OR gate and NOT gate. And we can implement this full subtractor using half subtractors also. Okay. Now, let us see full subtractor implementation using half subtractors. So, next topic is full subtractor implementation using half subtractors. Okay. Implementation of full subtractor using half subtractors. See what we are doing in the full subtraction: A, B, B in. We have taken 3 inputs. So what is our full subtraction operation? A minus B minus B in. This is our operation actually. So for doing of A minus B, one half subtractor, and for doing of this output of the half subtractor and B in, another half subtractor will be used. Okay. So A minus B half subtractor 1 and the result of half subtractor minus B in second half subtractor is used. So here for doing of A minus B in, for doing of this subtraction using half subtractors, 2 number of half subtractors are required. 2 half subtractors are required. Okay. And in this half subtractor actually we will get difference and borrow. Let us take D1 and B1. And we are going to take minus of B in from the difference. Okay. So in this subtraction operation, that means half subtractor 1 result minus B in, again there may be a chance of getting difference and borrow. Okay. So the final borrow is going to be calculated based on the values of this B1 and B2. B1 and B2. For getting the final borrow out, that means A minus B in, D out and let us assume B out. For getting the final B out, from B1 and B2, one OR gate is going to be taken and final D2 is equal to directly D out. So D out and D2 both are same, and for getting the B out, one OR gate is used between B1 and B2. Okay. So using 2 half subtractors, one OR gate, full subtractor is going to be implemented. That is, for getting the A minus B, one half subtractor and result minus B in another half subtractor. In the half subtractor 1, one borrow will be there, borrow out, and in the half subtractor 2 also one borrow out will be there. So this borrow out and this borrow out will be given to one OR gate to get the final borrow out, and from the half subtractor 2, final D2 is nothing but the difference of the overall operation. So let's see block diagram implementation first, after that logic diagram implementation. So block diagram, let's see the block diagram implementation. See here 2 half subtractors are required. So half subtractor 1, it is half subtractor 1 and second half subtractor 2, 2 half subtractors are using, and for the first half subtractor inputs are A and B. So first half subtractor inputs are A and B, and first half subtractor is giving a 2 outputs, one is borrow and difference. So this is the difference D1 what we have assumed, and assume that the borrow, that is B1. That difference is directly giving to half subtracted 2 along with the third input, this B in. So B in is applying as another input for the half subtracted 2 and D1 is applied. Now D1 and B in is applied for the half subtracted 2 and it will give final difference we are taking as D out, that is a final difference. Our half subtracted 2 output is nothing but difference is the final output of the full subtractor, and this is going to generate B2 as borrow. Here we have B1 as borrow and B2 as borrow. 2 borrows, those 2 will be connected to one OR gate to get the final borrow out. Okay. So in the block diagram implementation, it uses 2 half subtractors. First half subtractor is connecting with A and B and outputs are D1 and B1. That D1 is directly connected to half subtractor 2 and half subtractor 2 another input applying is borrow in, that is from the previous stage, and that B in and D1 are applied, then it will produce D2 and B2 where D2 is equal to actual final output D out, that is difference of the full subtraction operation, and this B2 is a borrow from the second subtractor and B1 borrow from the first subtractor. R will be giving to the OR gate, so that final B out will be generated for the full subtraction operation. Okay. So this is the block diagram implementation of full subtractor using half subtractors. Now we have to draw the logic diagram. How the logic diagram will be? Simply logic diagram is replace this block diagram with logic diagram, and this also with logic diagram, and this also with logic gate. Okay. So logic diagram of two half subtractors and logic gate for the OR gate, if those are replaced, then it is nothing but logic diagram. One half subtractor, what is the logic diagram? It uses one XOR gate, one AND gate and one NOT gate. So if those are replaced, see the logic diagram implementation. So this is the logic diagram implementation. Half subtractor 1, this is equal to half subtractor 1, that is total of one XOR gate, one AND gate and one NOT gate with inputs of A and B. This is half subtractor 1. And second half subtractor, inputs are, one is a borrow in, another one is difference from the first subtractor. Difference is what? Difference is the XOR gate output of the first half subtractor. So input for the second half subtractor is D1 and second input is borrow in, B in. This is equal to B in, this line. Okay, so B in is applying here, B in is applied and D is applied to second half subtractor. And half subtractor 1 is having B1 also output, and now half subtractor 2 output is, this is equal to D2 for the difference, and that is final difference equation. And this B1 and second half subtractor is having the borrow of B2. So this B1 line and B2 line are given to the OR gate to get the final B out. So just replacing these half subtractors and OR gate in terms of its logic diagrams, then it is nothing but logic diagram of the full subtractor. Okay. So this is logic diagram of full subtractor using half subtractors, and this is logic diagram of full subtractor using half subtractors and OR gate. Okay. I hope you understood this. Now, how many are the half subtractors are required for one full subtraction? 2. And along with the half subtractors, any other logic gates are required for the full subtractor implementation? Yes, that is one OR gate. Okay. Okay, so this is full subtractor. I hope you understood. Now let's again check our understanding with the help of quiz on the full subtractor. See the first question. Dash logic circuit is used for 3-bit subtraction. For the 3-bit subtraction, which logic circuit is using? It is full subtractor. Okay, it is full subtractor. Next question is, how many NOT and or XOR gates are required for the configuration of full subtractor? So how many gates? See, we can tell this answer from the basic logic diagram or the most used logic diagram. Let us try to answer this with the mostly useful logic diagram. Okay, in that how many are used? So how is that? That is simply using the two half subtractors implementation only. Okay, so in that how many XOR gates are used? For getting the difference, 2 XOR gates are used. Okay, then for borrow out only remaining gates are using. There for getting the A bar, NOT gate is used, and A XNOR also, A XNOR B also, one NOT gate is used. So total of 2 NOT gates. And AND gates are how many used? For borrow out of half subtractor 1 and half subtractor 2, 2 AND gates are using. And OR gates, finally B1 and B2 are given to one OR gate to get the final B out. So number of gates required are for NOT gate 2, AND gate 2, OR gate 1 and 2 XOR gates are required for the implementation of the full subtractor. Okay. Next, if A, B and B in are the inputs of a full subtractor, then what is the difference and borrow equations? Okay. So what is the difference equation? What we are writing as difference equation? Difference equation as A XOR with B XOR with Bn. This is the difference equation. And what is the bar out equation? Bar out equation is A bar dot B plus B in into either A XOR B or A XOR B whole bar or A bar with XOR of B. Anything can be used. Okay. So here A bar B plus B in into this one, or A bar into XOR B. Okay, A bar into XOR B can be taken, or A XOR B whole bar. Any expression can be used, or simply simple expression for B out is A bar B plus A bar B in plus B into B in bar B in B into B in. That also can be used as B out expression for the, that means borrow expression for the full subtractor. Next one, dash number of half subtractors are required in a full subtractor. This we have seen. How many number of half subtractors are using? 2 half subtractors are using. So 2 is the answer. Next one, what is the difference between half subtractor and full subtractor? Okay. So what is the difference? Difference is half subtractor is subtracting A minus B only, and full subtractor is subtracting A minus B minus B. Means 3-bit subtraction is doing by the full subtractor and 2-bit subtraction is only doing by the half subtractor. So half subtractor is subtracting 2 single bit numbers and full subtractor is subtracting 3 single bit numbers at a time. Okay. So that is the difference between half subtractor and full subtractor. So with this we are closing full subtractor. I hope you understood this full subtractor. Okay. So till this what we have seen, half subtractor and full subtractor. Implementation of these using either logic gates or half subtractors. So till now we did only 1-bit subtractor. Only 1-bit subtractor. Now let's see n-bit subtraction. That means A minus B, where A and B are the multi-bit numbers. A and B are the n-bit numbers. Let's see multi-bit operations. So that is design of n-bit parallel subtractor. Design of n-bit parallel subtractor. Okay. So parallel subtractor is also a combinational circuit. It is going to be used half subtractors and full subtractors into a logic diagram, and it is parallelly subtracting 2 n-bit numbers. Okay. So it is a combinational circuit. It is a combinational circuit and it is used for the subtracting of 2 n-bit binary numbers, that is A minus B, where A and B are the n-bit numbers. A and B are the n-bit numbers. That means for these n-bit numbers subtractor, how many number of full subtractors or how many number of half subtractors are required? If this is implementing only with full subtractors, it requires n complete full subtractors. If it is implementing with n full subtractors logic diagram, then it requires n full subtractors. Or if this n-bit parallel subtractor is using combination of both full subtractor and half subtractor, then for the LSB only 1 half subtractor is used. For the remaining all the bits full subtractors are required. Means first 1 half subtractor, remaining n minus 1 bits for the full subtraction. So n minus 1 full subtractors are required and 1 half subtractor is used. So for n-bit parallel subtractor, uses n full subtractors if it is completely designed with full subtractor, or it requires n minus 1 full subtractors and 1 half subtractor if a combination of both full and half subtractors are using. Okay. Let's start designing of this n-bit parallel subtractor. Let's start the design of n-bit parallel subtractor. In this design of n-bit parallel subtractor, let's take 2 numbers. Those 2 numbers are taking as one is x and another one is y of n-bit. Assume 4-bit. So x is nothing but 4 bits x0, x1, x2 and x3. Y is also a 4-bit number, y0, y1, y2 and y3. If you want to subtract this, okay, x minus y, what is the process actually? We know already x minus y. What is the process? That is x0 minus y0, x1 minus y1, x2 minus y2, x3 minus y3. And for the first case, x0 and y0 only, there is no borrow. And for the suppose if this x0 minus y0, if it is generating a borrow out, that will be go to the second place. That means x0 and y0 are generating difference 0 and borrow 0. Then this borrow 0, that is b0, is applying to the next column. That is then x1 minus y1 minus b0 has to be performed in the next bit. So this is producing d1 and assume b1, that is a borrow out, and this b1 will be applied to the next column of the bits. Okay, then x2 minus y2 minus b1 will produce output as d2 and b2. That b2 is applied to the next column, that is then b2. So x3 minus y3 minus b2, after doing a minus of b2, it will produce d3 and carry as b3. So from this result, this b0 is applying to the next column, b1 is applied and b2 is applied. So the final remaining bits are d0, d1, d2 and d3 and b3. So this d0 to d3 is called as difference and b3 is called as borrow out for the final n bit subtraction. So 2 n bits are subtracted, then the result may be n bit difference and 1 bit borrow out. Okay, so this is the final result. So for this, if we want to do this process, if we want to replace this with logic diagram or block diagram part, which logic circuits are used? So just till now what we have seen half subtractors and full subtractors. For doing a subtraction of x0 minus y0 without having any initial carry, one half subtractor is enough. Then x1 minus y1 minus b0, one full subtractor is required. Then x2 minus y2 like this. This column also 3 bits, so full subtractor. This column also full subtractor. Okay. Now if I replaced this with the logic diagram part, then half subtractor, 3 full subtractors are required. So first column half subtractor and second column full subtractor and the third column full subtractor and the fourth column also full subtractor. So how many full subtractors? 3 full subtractors and 1 half subtractor. Inputs are x0 y0, x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3 are directly applying, and for the half subtractor output is d0 and b0 will be connected here, b0, b1, b2 and b3. b3 is final b out, and this full subtractor will produce d1, this full subtractor will produce d2 and this subtractor will produce d3. So if we want to have a logic diagram that is n bit parallel subtractor, then with half subtractor and full subtractor combinations, this will be like this. 1 half subtractor and 3 full subtractors are required. Or if you want to use this half subtractor also as a full subtractor, then that will be first is also full subtractor. So full subtractor 1, full subtractor 2, full subtractor 3 and full subtractor 4. 4 full subtractors are used. F full subtractors 4 full subtractors are used, and for these x2, x and y numbers are applied as inputs, that is x0 y0 to x3 y3. Since full subtractor requires 3 inputs, for the first column x0 y0 only, there is no b, therefore apply logic 0 here directly. The third input apply logic 0 directly. then this full subtractor is giving as a D naught and output borrow to the next stage, that is equal to B naught. Similarly, D1 and B1, then D2, B2, it is D3 and B3, whereas B3 is final B out. So with half subtractors, with full subtractors. Here number of full subtractors required are 4, and here number of full subtractors required are 3 and half subtractors required are 1. We can implement n-bit parallel subtraction with half subtractors and full subtractors like this. It can be implemented in combination with half subtractors and full subtractors, or only with full subtractors. Okay. If it is implementing with full subtractors, 4 full subtractors are required. If it is implementing with half subtractors only, half subtractors and full subtractors, 1 half subtractor and remaining 3 full subtractors are required. Let's see once again the logic diagram of this n-bit parallel subtractor. This is the n-bit parallel subtractor. So full subtractor 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 bit. Inputs are x0, y0, x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. All inputs are applied. And since first full subtractor is not having any borrow in, so that input borrow is connected to the ground, that is logic 0 is connected. Then all output differences are nothing but final D bits, that is D0 to D3, and all B0, that means borrow out bits from each full subtractor is connected to the next stage. So B0 output of this is connected to the next stage, and B1 output is connected to the next stage, and B2 output is connected to the next stage. B3 is final out. Okay. So like this n-bit parallel subtractor will be implemented. This logic diagram is performing 2 n-bit numbers subtraction simultaneously. And here see a 4-bit binary parallel subtractor that subtracts 2 4-bit numbers, that is y3, y2, y1, y0 from another 4-bit number x3, x2, x1, x0, and will have a 4 difference bits and 1 borrow output, 4 difference D0 to D3 and 1 borrow out. Next is the B-in of the LSB. This is the B-in of the LSB. B-in of the LSB full subtractor is connected to a logic 0, and B out of the previous full subtractor is connected to the B-in of the next full subtractor. This is the connection part. B out of the B out of the previous full subtractor, that means let us assume B2 is output of the B out, that is connected to the next B-in, that means B out of one stage is connected to its next stage of B-in. Like this, by connecting the number of required full subtractors based on the n-bit values, the parallel n-bit subtractor can be constructed. Okay. And here the limitation is the delay problem, as the connections are cascading like this, and the final stage depending upon its previous stage, and this stage depending upon this stage its previous, and this second stage is depending upon the first stage, like that dependency is there. So delay is more in this parallel subtraction. In our processes, actually instead of using direct subtractors as another hardware, using the adders, subtraction can also be performed. Means addition and subtraction using a common hardware. Okay. So we know subtraction can be performed using subtraction with addition, or subtraction can be performed using addition operation. That means what we are doing actually, two numbers a minus b or x minus y. This can also be performed with the like this. This is equal to a plus minus b. This we know. Okay. So this is actually a subtraction operation as a minus b, but a plus b is addition operation. Just what is required here? taking the subtrahend, and subtrahend is writing as minus b, taking the subtrahend as negative number, okay, subtrahend as negative number and adding it to the minuend part. So using this, subtraction can be performed with the help of addition operation. So if we do this, how the logic diagram is? So performing the subtraction operation using addition operation, okay. So minus b is what? Negative number. How a negative number can be represented in our binary? For the negative number representation, we have complement representation, okay, complement form will be used for the negative number representation. In the complements, again we have two complements, one is in our binary 1's complement and 2's complement, and out of those two complements, 2's complement is better because it is having a unique 0. Therefore, negative number implementation is going to be taken as here 2's complement form. So minus b will be represented as a 2's complement number and a is a given taking as it is, then addition between a and 2's complement of b will give the subtraction operation, okay. Okay. Then 2's complement is what? How it can be performed? That is 1's complement plus 1, that is the 2's complement. 2's complement can be performed by getting the 1's complement first and then adding 1 to the LSB bit. How 1's complement can be performed? 1's complement is just inverting each bit, okay, inverting the direct given b, we will get 1's complement, then add 1 to the LSB, therefore that will become the 2's complement and that 2's complement number is equal to minus b, that minus b is going to be added to the a, then it is nothing but the a minus b operation. For that, let us see the block diagram representation. What we are taking finally? Plus. So taking a plus operator, that means parallel adder, taking the adder. To that, two inputs, one is a, another one is b. So directly input a is applying as a0 to a3 and b, how b is applying? 2's complement of b has to be applied. 2's complement of b is what? 1's complement of b plus 1. So this 1 is going to be applied as the initial carry of that parallel adder. This is VCC. It is connected to the plus VCC, means it is equal to logic 1, which is required for the 2's complement representation. So this logic 1 is applied as input initial carry. Then 1's complement is nothing but directly applying the inversion of b. So taking the b number and applying inverted to this b number, okay. So number b is b0, b1, b2 and b3. That is connecting to inverter, means it will become as b0 bar, b1 bar, b2 bar and b3 bar. So b0 bar, b1 bar, b2 bar, b3 bar is what? It is 1's complement of b. It is 1's complement. 1's complement plus 1 is equal to what? 2's complement. So that 2's complement number is applying directly in the place of second number for the adder. Okay, this is adder which is taking a and b as the inputs, where for the b, in the place of b, it is getting as b0 bar to b3 bar is a 1's complement and logic 1 is applying as initial carry. So it is required for the 2's complement. Combinedly, this b3 bar to b0 bar plus 1, it is the 2's complement representation. 2's complement representation and a is directly applying. So a plus minus b is applied and between these two addition is performing, that produces S0 to S3, where that is called as difference. Okay, that is called as difference, and from this adder carry out will be there. That carry out, it is actually carry out, that carry out will be representing as B out here for the subtraction process. Okay, so what we are doing? Simply subtraction using addition, subtraction using addition process. This is the block diagram representation of subtractor using adder. And this is the block diagram. If we replace this with logic diagram, the logic diagram for this is n-bit parallel binary adder we have to take. So, n-bit parallel adder, that is simply ripple carry adder, which we have seen in the last lecture. Ripple carry adder is consisting of the chain of full adders which are in cascade, and two inputs are applying as the A0 to A and B. Here, to get the subtraction, B bar has to be applied. So, A is directly applying and B is applying as with inverters. That means A0, A1, A2, A3 are directly applying, and then B0 bar, B1 bar, B2 bar and B3 bar are applying, plus Cin is applying as logic 1, that means plus 1. Okay, like this the subtraction operation is performing. So, for this one full adder, full adder, full adder, full adder, like that all full adders are using. This B0 bar to B3 bar is 1's complement, and this plus 1 is combinedly, this is nothing but 2's complement. Combinedly it is 2's complement. Okay. So, applying the 2's complement number and A number, so that final output is getting as difference and borrow. This is the logic diagram for the n-bit parallel subtractor using adders. Okay, or simply ripple carry adder structure with change in inputs. By changing the input of B and C in using a ripple carry adder, simply this will be used as subtractor. Okay, n-bit parallel subtractor. Okay. So, now using one RCA for addition, using another ripple carry adder for subtraction is not advisable in our processor architectures, because processors are designing with a less area. It means same hardware has to be performed with less hardware. Less hardware has to be performed more number of operations. So, therefore, just changing this structure, instead of using these NOT gates, that means once complement number has to be applied, once normal number has to be applied. For that, just changing those gates, we can use the same circuit for both addition and subtraction purpose. Let us see, adder and subtractor both with the same hardware using some small extra logic gate instead of NOT gate. See, from this block diagram, one XOR gate is used. So, for that operation actually XOR gate is going to be used. This XOR gate advantage is it will give outputs as complementary and non-complementary outputs depending upon other input. So, let us see XOR gate operation through the truth table. For the 4 combinations 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, okay, what is output? 1, 1, 0. Let us understand this. Let us take first input A is equal to 0. Let us write this. If A is equal to 0, I have taken A is equal to 0. Then what is output? Simply output of XOR gate is B, because 0, 0, 1, 1 both are same. Output is equal to B. And see here, when A is equal to 1, if A is equal to 1, what is output? If 0 B, output 1. If B is equal to 1, output is equal to 0. So, output is equal to simply B bar. Means this XOR gate is producing the output of B or B bar depending upon the other input. If other input is 0, output is equal to non-complementary signal, and if one input is equal to 1, output is equal to complementary signal. Using this principle, we are going to be used this XOR gate in the adder bar subtractor for doing the addition operation and subtraction operation. For the addition operation, what we need? For the addition operation, A and B are required. So A plus B both as it is required. So for this addition operation, use this logic function, that is by taking the another input 0, output is B, producing B as it is. And for subtraction operation, what we are taking? A minus B. Minus B is nothing but, so A plus minus B. It is nothing but complement number. So this complement number basically by using the inverting gates. So this B bar is using for the complementing number operation. This B is using for the addition operation. So for the addition operation, making one input 0. For subtraction operation, making the same input as 1. For the XOR gate, we will use the one circuit for both addition and subtraction operations. So now A and B, if we take A and B inputs for the XOR gate, then we can't get the either B or A as the output. So therefore, use instead of A one control signal for the XOR gate. Instead of A, here one control signal. See the block diagram. This is the control signal. That control signal name is add bar subtract. That means if this control signal is equal to 0, addition operation is performing. If this control signal is equal to 1, subtraction operation is going to be performed. So using one control signal for giving the XOR output as either B or B bar. Okay. That control signal name is taken here as add bar subtract. That bar represents 0 when this control signal is equal to 0, addition operation. When the control signal is equal to 1, subtraction operation. Okay. Now, so this is one of the input for each XOR gate control signal. What is other input? Other input has to be applied as B because we need either B or B bar for addition or subtraction. So other input is applying as B. So for the first XOR gate control signal and B1 is applied here. For the second control signal and B2 is applied, like that all B bits are applied. And so output may be either B1 or B1 bar, or here B2 or B2 bar, like that, and so on are the outputs. When B1 will be produced? When add bar subtract control signal is equal to 0, directly B1 will be applied, B2 will be applied. Or if this is equal to 1, then B1 bar, B2 bar, B3 bar and B4 bar will be applied. And that is a B for the getting a 1's complement or normal number. Then for the subtraction, we need 2's complement. 2's complement means what? 1's complement plus 1. 1 is going to be applied at the LSB. So the same control signal is applied as the control signal, as the LSB signal of the carry in. When add bar is equal to 0, what we are doing? Addition. That means when addition part 0 plus B1, B2, B3, B4 plus A1 to A4. When it is 1, that means same 1 is applying here, that means subtraction. B1 bar, B2 bar, B3 bar, B4 bar plus 1 is applying, that means 2's complement. So using the same control signal at the Cin bit of the adder, we are getting 2's complement directly, that is 1's complement plus 1, it is the 2's complement. Okay, when it is 0, 0 is adding for the addition operation, 1 is adding for the subtraction operation. So simply by changing NOT gate into XOR gate with the use of extra one control signal, and that control signal when it is 0 addition and when it is 1 subtraction operation. So using the same adder for both addition and subtraction operations. Addition and subtraction operations. So this will be called as adder bar subtractor. This logic diagram is adder bar subtractor actually, but this block is actually adder only. This is inside only addition operation is there. This total block diagram is adder bar subtractor, and this internal block diagram is only adder. N bit adder will be used. Okay, directly applying A or B with control signal as 0 is addition operation. What is performing? A plus B. Applying A and applying B bar using the XOR gates with control signal 1, what we are doing is A plus minus B, that is subtraction operation. So therefore, this block diagram is going to be used as adder bar subtractor. This is the block diagram representation. Output will be taken as if addition, sum, carry out, or if it is subtraction, difference and bar out. Then if it is replaced with the logic diagram, how will be the logic diagram part? Just simply replace this adder as ripple carry adder block. See the logic diagram. This is the logic diagram of the 4-bit adder bar subtractor. What is the adder which we have seen as a block? That is simply full adder 1 to full adder 4. Okay, this is ripple carry adder RCAR. This part is simply adder. This part is adder. Ripple carry adder or parallel adder. Okay, this is ripple carry adder. To that, inputs. Directly A's are applying A3, A2, A1 and A0. Directly A is applied. And B is applied through XOR gate. So B0, B1, B2, B3 are applied as one input of the XOR gate. And second input of the XOR gate is what? Second input is control signal. Okay. Here control signal is represented as some K. And that same K is applied as carry in for the parallel adder. When K is equal to 0, what operation? When K is equal to 0, addition operation. When K is equal to 0, what is applying? Directly Cn is applying as 0, and once K is applied as 0, it is 0, it is 0, it is 0 and it is 0. So 0 is applied. Then what is output of the XOR gate? Once one input is 0, then directly whatever the other signal is applied to the XOR gate, that will be generated by the XOR gate as it is. So outputs are B0, B1, B2 and B3. Therefore, one input is A0 to A3, second input is B0 to B3 and carry in is 0. Now what it is performing? Addition operation. Then for subtraction operation, K should be what? K should be 1. So this K is becoming as 1 for the subtraction operation. Now instead of 0, 1 is applied to each XOR gate. If 1 is applied, what is happened to the output of XOR gate? B0 to B3 bar will be applied, generated. That is B0 bar, B1 bar, B2 bar and B3 bar are the outputs of the XOR gate. The same one is applied as Cin for the first full adder. Now what are the inputs applying? A0 to A3 and B0 bar to B3 bar plus 1 is applying. So that is what operation? That is simply subtraction operation. Okay. A0 to A3, B0 to B3, 0, one time those are appearing. And A0 to A3, B0 bar to B3 bar, 1 is appearing as inputs for the second case. That is when K0 and K1 cases. So when K0 addition, K1 subtraction operation is performing. So this is the logic diagram for the 4-bit adder bar subtractor. This is the logic diagram for the 4-bit adder bar subtractor. I hope you understood this adder bar subtractor for the parallel n-bit addition as well as subtraction in our processors. Okay, the same operation is given here. That means what is the actual operation is doing? Taking the 2's complement of subtrahend, that is a minus b, we are telling. So for minus b, taking the 2's complement. Then using of XOR gates for generating the either b or b bar like that. So then using the XOR gates and using one extra control input as add bar subtract. When it is 0, addition; when it is 1, subtraction operation definition. Okay, that means when control signal is 0, addition operation; when control signal is equal to 1, subtraction operation. Till now what we have seen operation, that operation is just written in these slides. Okay, I hope you understood this adder bar subtractor also. Now let's see a quiz on n-bit parallel subtractor and adder bar subtractor to check our understanding. See the first question. How many full adders and XOR gates are required for 32-bit adder bar subtractor? How many full adders and XOR gates are required for adder bar subtractor? Just we have seen adder bar subtractor. What is the operation given? N is equal to 32. So A and B are 32-bit numbers. How many number of full adders they are asking? Okay, how many number of full adders are required? Just now we have seen the structure in that full adders and XOR gates both are in the same number. So therefore, number of full adders required are 32 and XOR gates are also required are as 32. Because A, B are the 32-bit numbers, each B bit has to be complemented for the subtraction, so 32 XOR gates. Okay, and for addition of A, B, 32 bits, 32 full adders are required. Therefore, 32-bit full adders and 32 XOR gates are required for 32-bit adder bar subtractor. Next question. How many full subtractors are required for 16-bit parallel subtractor? See, 16-bit parallel, only subtractor it is, only subtractor, n-bit parallel subtractor. So, how many full subtractors are required? We know if n bit is there, n-bit parallel subtractor requires n full subtractors, where n is equal to 16 simply. So, 16 full subtractors are required. How that structure is? Full subtractor, full subtractor, full subtractor, like that, all the full subtractors, full subtractor 1, full subtractor 2, like that. So, therefore, total of 16 subtractors are required. Next question. Why XOR gate is used in 4-bit adder bar subtractor? It is a actual logic in our adder bar subtractor. Why XOR gate is used? Because XOR gate will produce complementary input when other input is equal to 1 and non-complementary output when other signal is equal to 0. So, XOR gate will provide complementary and non-complementary signals based on the other signal value. Where in our adder bar subtractor, one time it requires B, another time it requires as B bar. Okay. So, XOR gate only is having a capability that when another input is equal to 0, it will produce B, and when another input is equal to 0, it will produce B bar. That's why XOR gate is using. Okay. XOR gate is using because of the function of XOR gate produces B bar when other signal input is equal to 1 and B when other signal is equal to 0, non-complementary. Therefore, for that reason XOR gate is used. Next one. What is the advantage of adder bar subtractor? What is the advantage? Advantage is nothing but with the same hardware, we are doing both operations. With a single hardware, we are doing both addition and subtraction. So, same hardware is using for both addition and subtraction. Therefore, the advantage is single hardware, two operations. Okay. So, this is the quiz. I hope you understood this parallel subtractor and adder bar subtractor for n bit. Okay. Take these assignment questions from the today's lecture. Design half subtractor and full subtractor using universal gates. NAND NOR are what gates? Universal gates. So, design half subtractor and full subtractor using universal gates, because we know the concept of universal gates which will implement anything. Okay. So, universal gates, use universal gates, implement half and full subtractors. And next one is design 8-bit adder bar subtractor. Just we have seen 4-bit adder bar subtractor, like that implement 8-bit adder bar subtractor. So, do these assignment questions. follow the textbooks of Morris Mano and Kohavi. So use these two textbooks for the studying of this subtractors and adder bar subtractor, and solve the exercise questions so that you can get more clarity. Summary of today's lecture is, we have seen half subtractor, full subtractor, parallel subtractor, adder bar subtractor. Basically, subtractor is a combinational circuit which performs subtraction between two numbers, and if those two numbers are 1 bit, then half subtractor will be used, and full subtractor is also used for the subtraction of 1 bit numbers, but full subtractor will take the previous borrow in also, that means borrow from the previous stage. So it will do the 3 bit subtraction and it will do the 2 bit subtraction, means 2 number subtraction with 1 bit, half adder will be used, and 3 number subtraction with 1 bit, full subtractor will be used. Then parallel subtractor is going to be used for the subtraction of 2 n bit numbers, 2 numbers of n bit. This parallel subtractor is using half subtractors and full subtractors. Okay, if it is using the combination of half subtractor and full subtractors, one half subtractor and n minus 1 full subtractors are required for n bit parallel subtractor, or if it is using only full subtractor, then n full subtractors will be used. And for the adder bar subtractor, which we have seen, this is single hardware which performs both addition operation and subtraction operation. Along with the n bit adder, n bit RCA, it uses extra n XOR gates for getting the complementary signals. Okay, so using n bit triple carry adder structure with n XOR gates for applying to the second input, so that complementing of that, and applying the LSB bit as and one control signal, applying that control signal as the LSB bit input, that is Cin to this RCA, so that with the same hardware n bit adder bar subtractor can also be implemented. So we have seen these 4 structures, designs, advantages and limitations of each and every one in this lecture. Okay, so I hope you understood all these combinational circuits. Please read the textbooks, solve exercise questions. Thank you.